Okay. All right. Well, hello, Team Fireball. So good to see you guys on this Monday. And I'm Allison Parnes, for those who may not know me. I'm sure most of you probably do, but excited to lead this call tonight. We're kind of doing a little bit of continuation from last week. So hopefully some of you got to see last week's video of our global convention highlights that we were just kind of sharing at the things we learned from Salt Lake City and the convention. And we're gonna do a little bit more of that tonight and have Jenny Fields share a little bit, since she didn't get a chance to last week. And then I'm also going to just share some on the new product, the IC Bright product, that I am stoked about. And I will tell you why, because I already have a testimonial. So I cannot wait to tell you what I am already experiencing with the IC Bright. But before that, I just want to congratulate and recognize some of our distributors, amazing team members who have gotten new customers over the last couple of weeks. So first off, want to congratulate Carol Betts, because I saw she's gotten several and I'm super, super excited. Carol, congratulations. Christy Simpson, way to go, girl. You're like racking up on those Croatia points. I mean, let's do it. Andrea Dunn, who is actually one of Sunshine's distributors. So I'm super excited about that. And then Sunshine Diaz, Jenny Field, Chandra Loggins, which is a distributor that has been inactive for years. And she's got a new customer. I'm so excited. And then Evelyn Orenbuck got a new customer. So we had a lot of new customers that happened over the last 2 weeks in this October. So thank you guys and congratulations, and just keep sharing, you know, and that's how this thing grows, and that's how people are helped. So with that, I think what I'd like to do is just start off with having Jenny share a little bit about just some nuggets that she took away from Global Convention. And then after that, you know, I'll go into a little presentation about the IC Bright, but just wanted you to have a chance to share before I start going off, Jenny, because I don't want it to get too long with me. So go ahead and unmute yourself and just tell us what Salt Lake City and Global Convention was like for you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for letting me chime in this week. Sorry I had to miss last week's team call, but there was another meeting that conflicted. And I still am like right in the high of convention, even from this week. Last week, I felt like I was in this like whirlwind of like getting back from the 2 days, and then the chaos of my daughter's rodeo and horses and all that kind of stuff. And then just life happens again. But I mean, there were so many amazing takeaways for me, but one of the biggest things was I loved how personable everything felt. It was that we were, you know, on such a smaller scale, and I've only been to one other LifeVantage convention. It was in Long Beach 2 years ago. So this was pre-pandemic. And there were probably like 5,000 or so people there at that convention. And it was in this big auditorium and, you know, all of that. But I just felt like this convention was so personable. We all like sat together on this like ground main floor. There wasn't like people up in like, you know, the bleachers or whatever. And it was just amazing. I felt like just my heart exploding at times. But to see our team on like Team Global Aloha that are they're a part of our team, so many of them being recognized, so many of them hitting those elite ranks, and so many of them being able to share their stories. I think there was 5 or 6 team members that were able to physically talk on stage and share their story from Pro 5 all the way up to, you know, Pro 7. And it just made me realize that this is doable for everybody, no matter where you're at, no matter where you come from, no matter what you do. This is doable for anybody. And like Sweet Melody like shared how she was fired from her first job and she was like 23 years old, and she was like, what am I going to do? And how God just had a way and knew that there was something bigger for her and something better for her. And so it was just so powerful to see those stories, those personal stories of people that I know. You know, like I've seen them, and to see them succeed and be recognized and have our company see them and ask them to speak was just so impactful, because it just reiterated in me that anybody can do this business. It doesn't matter what background you have. It doesn't matter where you're currently at in your life. As long as you put one foot in front of the other and you're consistent about what you do in your business, you will succeed. And it doesn't matter if you get there in a year, and 3 years, and 5 years, as long as you just keep going, it, you know, you're bound to get there. So I guess that was my biggest takeaway.
Awesome. Yes, I love Melody's story, and she's just such an amazing person. I mean, I have such huge respect for her and like her team, because they are all, a lot of her team are Seventh-day Adventists, which means they take the Sabbath off. They don't work. They don't do LifeVantage. They don't go to meet. So they literally pay for travel to come to these conventions. And so their Sabbath is Saturday. So they literally fly across the country. I mean, some from Hawaii come, and they go to Friday convention and they don't go Saturday. And I remember when they first came on, and we were just like, how could you spend all the money to come to this convention and literally not go to the meetings on Saturday? But that was their you know, the way to honor God and their religion and their, you know, faith, and that was just the hard pass. Like, they're not doing that, right? But to me, what's so amazing is that despite that, they have had tremendous success, and they owe it all to God. And they say that every time, you know, and it's so amazing to me that, you know, you can do this business in so many different ways. You know, like people will say, oh, well, you've got to build on social media. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. No, you follow your heart and you do what you're called to do, and you share and you help. And that is truly what this is all about. And, you know, it's like, I know a lot of times new distributors come on and they feel this pressure of like, they have to sell. And I think that's like the hardest thing to really get wrapped around people's head, is that get that out of your brain, you know. And especially if people come on and say, oh, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. Oh no, that's like, we're going to have to totally retrain you. Because this isn't about selling ice to an Eskimo. This is about getting to know people and finding out the needs and being able to offer a solution and help and serve. And I feel like Melody and her whole team, and our team too, it's just all of us, you know, that's like, I feel like that's truly at our core and the heart of why we're all here. And I love to see people having success in different ways. I mean, look at the Amish community, you know, they don't use technology, and look how, I mean, we've got elite distributors within that community. So it's just, there's so many people out there that we still have yet to reach. And we just have to find our niche and our way and what feels authentic, you know, to us. So, but thank you for sharing that, Jenny. And okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about the IC Bright. because I will tell you, I have a testimonial. I'll share it at the end. But I'm going to share my screen first. And I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch the 7-minute Brian Dixon video, but I'm going to show it because I know sometimes people don't get on and watch things. I feel like it's a really great video to just give you an overview. And then I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit about some of the things that I've learned and just researching the product as well and the ingredients. So let me just share my screen with you for a second here. And get out of Facebook. Okay, hang on a minute. Oh, goodness. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to play this video real quick for you guys and just give you a good little overview. Can you guys hear that volume? Okay, hang on. Let me turn the sound on real quick. I guess that was the other thing. I haven't done this in a while. Audio. Okay, hang on. There's a way. Oh, goodness. Thought it was on. Okay, if you can't hear the sound, all right, I'm going to play it again. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Okay. All right.
A little bit.
Oh, man. Okay, well, it's okay. If we can't watch that, it's posted on our Team Fireball, but I would highly recommend you guys watch it. I'll go ahead and move on because I have some slides I wanted to share. But that Brian Dixon, you know, is our kind of our chief science officer right now, and he is really, really heavily involved in a lot of the making of these products. And the IC Bright was one that he was pretty passionate about because he's very familiar with the ingredients and what they do. And obviously in this age of digital technology, we are all exposed to lots and lots of blue light that's not healthy for us. And we need to make sure we're doing everything we can to protect our eyes, our vision. I know, being over 40 years old, I can tell a difference in my eyes, you know. And so anyway, I was really dive into the ingredients and what kind of the science behind this. So this is our new product, IC Bright. So give me a chat, type in the chat. Do you know what the IC stands for? Just curious if you guys have researched that at all, like why they named it that. So if you know, or you think you know, just type in what IC stands for, and then I'll reveal it after a while. Let's see. Christy, IC, yes, that's sort of a play on it. But okay, good. Well, this is fun. Okay, we'll have a little trivia. Okay, so what this IC Bright is it's a product that is specifically targeting our eyes to protect it against blue light. And blue light comes from many different sources, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the product combines these carotenoids and different vitamins and ingredients that are going to help support our eyes as well as our brain, because what we see and how we visualize things, it's an eye-brain connection, right? So what we see goes back to our brain, our visual cortex, and that's an important nerve transmission, and how fast we see even, which is pretty incredible. So get to my next slide. My computer. Okay. So where does blue light come from? Yeah.
Your slides aren't showing up.
Really?
I can't see them.
Nobody can see my slides?
No, okay, it was still on the Brian Dixon video.
All right, hang on.
There we go.
All right, sorry you guys. Okay. Well, all right, so we'll go to this video, or this slide. So where does blue light come from? Well, first it comes from the sun, But then pretty much all the, the major sources of blue light that we are exposed to is man-made. All of our digital devices, LED lights, fluorescent lights, televisions, primarily the things that we are literally on all the time. In fact, one of the things that the statistics I read is that most adults are on digital devices exposing themselves to blue light on an average of 11 to 15 hours a day. So this is new in our society, in our technology world, right? Like, so we need to make sure we're doing what we can to protect our eyes. And so kind of looking at this slide, so there's a spectrum of visible light. And a lot of the UV light that we're exposed to is, filtered out by the cornea and the lens. So you can see, kind of these purple and, these different UV light rays here, they're kind of coming in and being stopped by the cornea. Then you have the blue light that literally, this blue light is actually very unique because it's high frequency, high energy, short wavelength, but it literally shoots straight through the cornea and the lens, and it goes all the way back to the back of the eye, to the retina, and specifically the macula, which is the center part of the retina, which is actually how we visualize. So, the retina is extremely important to protect, and that is unfortunately what the blue light tends to damage the most. So as this blue light is hitting those retinal cells in the macula, it's causing cellular death, it's causing free radicals, and they actually call this, so we know oxidative stress, but the word that that Brian Dixon uses is photooxidation. So you're getting high levels of oxidative stress within the eye, which is caused by this blue light or photooxidation. And over time, this can lead to a lot of different eye problems, vision loss, macular degeneration. It can even, it's been associated with the development of cataracts. But people that have issues with night driving, having a hard time seeing at night, or seeing, through haze, or just even having that eye fatigue, and even headaches. So this, this can be a major effect of blue light. So migraine headaches, eye fatigue, as I mentioned, and I'd never heard of this, but there's something called computer vision syndrome. Have you guys ever heard of that? I mean, that's kind of crazy. It also interacts and interferes with your natural melatonin production, which is, the hormone that's released to help you sleep. And so when you're watching digital devices at night, especially, it's shutting off that melatonin production, which is really important in your circadian rhythm, helping you sleep. So, that's going to have a major impact on, when you don't sleep well, that flows into a lot of other areas of health, right? So, also it can lead to the damage of the retina and other disorders. So there are a couple of different carotenoids, which are in our new IC Bright product, that are extremely important to eye health. And these are lutein and zeaxanthin. And these are nutrients that the body does not naturally make. We don't produce these. So the only way to get these is actually through our diet or supplementation. And these are very important pigments because they actually deposit into that macula layer of the eye in the retina, which filters out the blue light. And so it's going to protect those retinal cells and reduce that photooxidation. And so, it's important that we have some way to get these pigments. So it's kind of like, I love the analogy of it's, these carotenoids are depositing in these cells, and they're essentially becoming like an internal blue light blocker, or internal sunglasses is how, you can think of it. So again, even not, just the digital devices, but also the sun, it's kind of like an extra layer of protection or sunglasses that's working inside of the eye. So one thing that's, one of the studies that's been done on lutein and zeaxanthin is that it actually can filter out 40 to 90% of blue light. And so that's a huge deal. If you can reduce it to that degree, then think about, how much you're going to be able to protect your eyes and potentially your vision long term. Also in this product, there are some other ingredients which are super important. So it contains vitamin C, and these are going to be low levels of things because we are taking other products that have, vitamin C and vitamin D and omega. So all of these products are combined to be taken together to work synergistically. So obviously, if we're taking the daily wellness and we're taking, our omegas and we're taking, vitamin D and our omegas, it's important to not overdo it, right, on all these individual ingredients because they're meant to be taken together. So, it is giving us a source of omega fatty acids and vitamin E, which are going to help with that neural conduction from being able, when you see something, for it to transmit to your brain and be able to react faster. And so Dr. Dixon talks a lot about this, is that having these ingredients actually can increase your reaction time. So, for people that are doing sports or even driving or gaming or anything which requires a lot of hand-eye coordination, having these ingredients are going to just speed that process up. So I thought that was really cool about being able to kind of see faster over time. Then it also contains zinc and copper, which are, very, very important in terms of helping, all of these things. It's like this giant map. And in order to maximize the effects of your antioxidant enzymes, so for example, your SOD, which we know is the scavenger, of free radicals, it requires zinc and copper together to work efficiently. And so it's important that we're getting these in our diet. And if we're not, that we're getting them, in terms of supplements, because it's great to have high levels of SOD, but if you don't have the zinc and the copper that, help with the transporting of different reactions, then you're not going to get the same effect, or at least the full effect. And so the other interesting and cool ingredient in this product is called bilberry, which is basically like the huckleberry, or they call it the European blueberry. And kind of the legend behind bilberry powder goes back into World War II, where the British Royal Air Force actually ate bilberry jam and drank tea with bilberry, and they would go out to do these night missions, and they would be able to hit their targets with precision and accuracy. And they would say that the bilberry actually helped them see better at night. And so there's actually, been a lot of research done on that to see, does this really improve night vision? And, it's a powerful antioxidant, and they've done studies with bilberry, which shows that people that are, that have cataracts, they've looked at those people taking bilberry, and in 90% or 97% of the people with cataracts taking bilberry, it's actually slowed their progression down compared to the control group, which didn't take bilberry. So all of these ingredients are combined, really for a specific reason to help your eye health. I'm going to stop my share and look at the chat here because I can't read it. And let's see. Oh, Carol used to go bilberry. Yes, that's so cool, Carol, because it said, yeah, we don't have that here in North America. So it's really it's a European thing. And that's so cool that you did that. I like the tea and jam too. Yes, that's so cool. So, so a couple of other things. So I was going to tell you what the IC means. So IC, internal carotenoids, or carotenoids, however you want to say it. So this is the lutein and zeaxanthin are the carotenoids that are really the powerhouse of this product. So they called it IC, but then they're also playing on the IC part, right? So anyway, all right, personal testimony. I have been taking this since Global. So was that 2 weeks or a week? Maybe just over a week? I don't even know. Okay. And I don't know. I don't think I'm making this up, but I have been taking it, not expecting anything. But I'll tell you, so I have reading glasses, but even with my reading glasses, so when I do surgeries all day, 35 to 40 surgeries in a day, my eyes are cashed at the end of the day. And I mean, even after working, and I'll go and I'll try to read my phone or look at stuff on my phone, and my eyes are so tired, like I literally have a hard time. Like, it's blurry, even with my glasses. And so either I'll have to wear stronger glasses, which actually sometimes make my eyes hurt, or if I wear weaker glasses, then I'm straining because I can't see very well. So it's like I can't ever find that balance sometimes. So I just have to like I have to like do this all the time, and I feel like I just have a haze on my eyes. Well, I did surgery all day today, and I am telling you guys, I did not have that fatigue. I did not have that blurriness. Like sometimes during surgery, I'll have to take my glasses off and literally just rub my eyes, give my eyes a break from my glasses. I did not have that happen today. And so it was funny because I was telling Mike about it. I was like, Mike, I swear, because he's kind of making fun of me. He's like, oh, another product, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, hush, and I'm like, I'm going to research these ingredients. And, I mean, they do everything for a reason. They're not just going to put out something that doesn't have research to back it up. And I was telling him about just today at work. So I'm gonna keep with it, and I'm just gonna see, like, because this is a huge deal for me. Because I actually, a few weeks ago, I was having such a hard time with my eyes that I was just like, I'm gonna have to go to an ophthalmologist or an optometrist and get contacts or something, because my reading glasses just weren't cutting it, because I couldn't figure out like which strength to use when I'm doing stuff for long periods of time and just without taxing my eyes so much. But I had no symptoms of that today, which was so cool. So I don't know if it's supposed to work that fast, but I'm just telling you, I noticed it today. So all right. Well, it's 9:32. Do you guys have any questions? I know I flew through that. I'm sorry. Make sure you watch that video. It's on Team Fireball and Team Empower. It's 7 minutes, and it's Dr. Dixon literally talking about, a lot of what I mentioned, just in how it works and why it's important. So make sure to go check that out. But that's all I had. So do you guys have anything else?
I don't, but that is so cool. I've heard several people already talk about they can feel a difference, and they have a testimonial already.
Really? That's cool. I was like, am I making this up?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allison.
Hey, Kathy.
Yeah, I'm Allison's neighbor. Yeah, what is she called? I'm the local witch doctor. I'm kidding you. I
brought her some to try from Global. So you got to tell me what you think, Kathy.
I do all kinds of herbals and stuff, and I'm always doing different things. So I'm really happy to have the product, and I haven't started it yet. I'm sorry. But I know a lady that had macular degeneration, and she was trying to take the Xanthine and all this stuff in mega doses. And you really can't. Once that's going on, it's hard, and hers was what they call wet, which is another whole syndrome, I guess. And there's so many people, and not to mention the worst of which is people are getting brain cancer from their exposure for the computers. They're literally.
And I did read that as well. I didn't put that on the screen, but there's a lot of connections with this blue light and the damage that it can cause. But I mean, it's a radiation. So you think about it, it's like any other form of radiation. If you're genetically predisposed to things, and it's the whole epigenetics, the environmental factors that turn on certain genes that you know.
I knew you could buy like one of those little films that you can literally put on your computer, put it right over it. It's like a film, and it's like for blue light blocking, but we don't think to do that. It's just not something you just want to do. But I had a really close friend in ministry I knew for years, and he spent a lot of time researching on the computer and his cell phone. And he died of a very fast growing brain cancer last year, and he called it the pest. And he was just absolute brilliant man. And he knew for a fact he induced it into his own body by as much hours as he spent on computers. He knew there was no other way around
Wow.
that. So, yeah, it's a big deal. And we don't think about it. It's such a wonderful convenience. But anyway, thanks for this presentation. And for my first bottle, I will
Yay.
be looking forward to using it.
Awesome.
Good
All
night.
right, guys. Good night. We all have a great night. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll figure it out. All right. Love you guys.
Bye.